Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous? Kid, you got presence. Natural magnetism. Know what I mean?
Ja, nein.
Tell you what. You're gonna like it a whole lot more once we start talking bits. Listen, you got an agent? Some kind of representation? Fresh, natural talent. I know it when I see it. Listen, you got a real special quality. Raw energy. I see you in pictures, kid. I'm making a feature. Space Pirates of Moros Prime. It's gonna be a hit. But we still need a star. And I think you got the chops.
Not so fast. First, we gotta talk about royalties.
Let's just see where this audition goes, huh? So what do you say? You ready for the chance of a lifetime? Terrific! We're holding auditions at the studio. Head to Odeon Pictures and take the elevator. You're going all the way to the top, baby.
Aha.
Anti-Cleo's level head. Feeling a little off balance?
Okay. Klos geschlossen. Repair und Renovierung. Aha. Hi.
According to local legend, if you walk around the orrery 3 times, your corporate rival will die of a paper cut.
Ach so, dann machen wir das mal. Einmal. Zweimal. Dreimal. Und funktioniert? Was denn? Oh. Luxuriöse Munition. Ich würde jetzt erstmal, glaube ich, sagen, wir kümmern uns... Beiß nicht die Sonne, Parvati. Wir finden erstmal, wir gucken mal, ob wir Kleidung für Parvati finden. Das dürfte vielleicht sogar dichter sein. Ich für sie wieder... Hier ist aber nichts. Hä? Nicht. Ich habe das doch ausgewählt. In Celeste, Celeste. Billing, Symposiums, Bijoux. Dazu. Das war, lass mich doch mal durch. Wo ist denn die Celeste? Hier ist auch geschlossen. Das war's nicht, ne? Celeste. Oh, mein Auge. Das krabbelte. Wo soll denn das sein? Schickes Outfit, ne? Das ist doch jetzt ist das Ding, das habe ich vorher nicht gesehen. Das muss hier irgendwo sein. Da oben drauf. Also müssen wir doch nach oben. Ich wäre jetzt sowieso zurückgegangen. Ah, weg da. Geschlossen, geschlossen. Ah. Aha. Guten Tag. Ich muss aber gar nicht.
Hold that posture for a moment while I admire you. You have a natural contrapposto, my dear. The way you rest your weight against your hip suggests a certain rugged charisma possessed only by the mighty primal and the well-traveled spacer. Splendid. I love it.
Gut. So bin ich, ein natürlicher Weltenbummler.
Ah, Celeste, you've done it again. I knew from the moment I laid eyes on you that I'd found my muse. I'm Celeste Jolicoeur, and you, my dear, are exactly what Byzantium needs.
Aha. Ja, das muss ich sagen.
I'm an artist, darling, not a tweed merchant. I don't sell things. I pollinate the world with art. I'm working on a new line of clothing that will shock this city to its core, and I'd like your help. What do you say, my dear? Care to make history with me? Everything I need to know can be deduced from a first impression. You're an outsider. You're exotic. You carry a whiff of barbarism and adventure. You're the embodiment of everything I want in my new line.
Na gut.
Marvelous! You and I are gonna wake this city up like a cold splash of wine to the face. What I need is a survey of the outside world. What does the common laborer wear? How do the wild-eyed madmen of Monarch dress themselves? I've heard rumors, but I require samples.
Nu werd fertig.
Also, I expect you to model for me. My dear, fashion is a
Ich will
performance
doch nur ein
art.
paar Klamotten
An outfit without a
kaufen.
body is like an instrument without a player. I'll need you to model for me the following: the apparel of an iconoclast, the armor of a marauder, and a full ensemble of spacer gear, helmet included. And when I say spacer gear, I mean an outfit worn by real spacers. None of that garbage Spacer's Choice pedals. You have the bearing and demeanor of a born model. You're going to absolutely murder this job.
Wird das heute noch was?
Fabulous. I can't wait.
Ich wollte was kaufen für Pavati. Mann, na endlich.
About my reasons, Captain.
Let me get a good look at you. Turn around, please, darling. My word. Such muscular shoulders. You're a vision, dear.
I am no such thing, ma'am.
Nonsense. You're absolutely lovely. Chin up now. I have just the thing for you. Let me do a back-of-the-envelope calculation. Materials, labor, licensing and copyright. There. Darling, do I look like an amateur? I read her measurements by eye. And don't you ask, because they're no one's business but her own. As you wish, darling. All my pieces are custom made.
Oh, es dauert mir einfach zu lange. Kann ich etwas kaufen? Wo finde ich die Spacers-Ausrüstung?
If I were an enterprising spacer in need of a wardrobe.
Ah, ich muss hier jetzt Klamotten kaufen, oder was? Oh, die frage ich garantiert nichts mehr. Wir kriegen dann nichts fertig und das ist natürlich blöd. Ich habe jetzt nicht dran gedacht. Ich habe natürlich nicht genug Geld, aber ich kann ja hier auch nicht einfach wahllos meine Dinge verkaufen. Und weniger quatschen ist manchmal mehr. So, vielleicht kriegen wir ja hier, wenn ich jetzt eine andere... nehmen wir mal das, so.
I'm sure other colonies have cities like this.
Wir gehen hier lang. Dann kümmern wir uns jetzt erstmal um Ellie. Vielleicht kriege ich das wenigstens hin. Das kriege ich nicht fertig. Sowas hasse ich denn immer, wenn man die Sachen nicht zu Ende machen kann. Weil irgendwas nicht richtig geht. Und jetzt renne ich hier durch, ohne mir alles anzugucken. Weil ich keine Geduld mehr habe. Wo wohnt die denn jetzt? Hier? Hier? Na gut, könnte man Farbe vertragen. Oh. Oh, hübsch. Das ist nur der Flur. Ich mache nur Ordnung, ja? Ellies Eltern. Mal gucken, aber die kriegt man dann. Kriegt doch nur diese eine Tür auf. Hi. Ah!
Marilyn, is that you?
Oh,
We certainly didn't expect to see you like this.
And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble.
Ich bin lieb. Ja, das wäre schon gut. Ich werde vermutlich ein paar Sachen mitnehmen.
I don't know what to say. He's usually not like this.
Ach, ich soll ja böse
Come on,
sein.
you're supposed to help me make an impression. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into. Right? Yep, we're a pair of disgraceful lowlifes.
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
Wir verschwenden, sobald wir dazu bereit sind.
We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors. Just a second. You had the floors redone with real Terran marble? Since when can you afford that?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand, we hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead.
I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather, substantial.
You what? Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have to report back that I'm very much alive and kicking.
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
Why did you do that?
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we? Shh. Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks.
Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to, leave.
Quietly, if you don't mind. She hasn't changed a bit, I see.
That's it? You just want us to disappear now?
Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time.
Das war traurig. Kann ich noch irgendwas klauen? Ihr habt aber auch nur... Ihr habt den Klavier. Wo schlaft ihr eigentlich? Ihr habt nur dieses eine Zimmer. Schlaft ihr hier auf der Bank oder was? Das ist so eine total langweilige Wohnung. die aus einer Bar besteht, die ich... Ich hab geklaut! Was willst du jetzt?
What do you think you're doing?
Geh mal wieder dahin in deine Ecke. So. Soll ich jetzt mit ihr reden? Wir reden mal draußen, ne?
Let's talk outside.
Aha, ganz draußen. Ach so.
Can we talk?
Jetzt.
Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage. I thought they'd be scandalized. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed. I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either, the leather's fake but the scars are real, or, oops, did I just track awesome onto your rug? Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come back and make a big scene. Then Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob. I'm not hurt. I'm outraged. Affronted, even. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know. And I've got a reputation to maintain.
Mhm.
Hey, the last thing I want to do is sit around thinking about all this. I want to take action. I want to... Wait a second. What if I could get that money? I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. All the payouts would go to me. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get to cut them off. My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves.
Mhm. Okay. Hallo? Ich habe leider nicht so viel Geld. Wir haben auch nichts verdient. Also nichts bekommen. Verdient tun wir ganz viel. Bekommen haben wir nichts. Ja, halt's Maul. Hortensie?
Your plan is to sit idly by. Oh, there. That's... How splendid. Another rung leech wandering through the streets of Byzantium. Why, just this morning I thought to myself, as lovely as the gardens are, what they really need is more greasy vagrants frolicking through them. And here you are, frolicking. Forgive me if my manners don't live up to the standards of an interloper who accosts total strangers in their own neighborhood. Honestly, what is the board thinking letting so many of your ilk into the city proper? It's madness. What's wrong? It erodes the very pillars of our society. Merit, decorum, personal hygiene. This city is meant for us, the system's finest. We earned its luxuries. But now we are overrun with the unworthy and the ungrateful, and this early retirement nonsense is making it even worse. The worst thing to happen to Halcyon. A contest that gives even the lowliest, most inefficient workers a chance to live in Byzantium.
By simply winning a lottery, those early retirees get an exclusive district of Byzantium to themselves. No one else is even allowed to go there. Tell me, how is that fair? Only if I win it. It's not right. I deserve to see any district I please. Why, if it weren't guarded, I'd... You know, you look like you've been shot at before. What say I hire you to investigate this travesty,
ich brauch
and
Geld.
you get paid to do so?
She's got a point. We're probably gonna get shot at anyway. Might as well make a few bits.
Yes. Listen to your... What is that person's job exactly? Are they your secretary? Personal masseuse? Or do you just keep them around as a mobile armrest? Well, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you think this is a fabulous arrangement, and you'd be thrilled to lend me your services. Aren't you? Fantastic. Consider yourself employed, vagrant. I hear the chosen retirees all enter the retirement district via the port landing pad, but it's completely locked down. You'd never get in that way. Unless, of course, you had a wealthy, beautiful benefactor of impeccable social pedigree, which you do. How fortunate for you. These codes will get you past the lockdown. Oh, and don't worry about subtlety. I don't care how you deal with security, just correct this injustice at all costs.
Ich frage sie noch.
The same way anyone gets anything here, of course. I made friends with the right people. Bits might earn you a place in Byzantium, but that means everyone here has little need for more of them. For favors like this, you need to spend... let's call it social capital. Now, do we have any further business, or are you just here for the repartee?
Ja, nu ist doch gut. So,